Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. Busy already here this morning. I moved my ready mowers to the front. Was moving those out. A neighbor down the street pushed this into my front yard. Spanish guy. He started pulling on it, wouldn't pull, so I guess that was the indication it wouldn't run. So I grabbed some nitro, squirted it into the carb, and it fired off. So then I grabbed the turkey baster, took a fuel sample, and I showed him the water down there pooling. So fired off, stalled, so we got water probably deep down into the bowl. So I told him to leave it, or communicated, leave it here, and I may have worked on this thing before. I think I tried to fix a weed eater for him. So in the meantime, guy come out, he took a 20-inch crafty pusher, or 21-inch. He traded this in. So this thing's in rough shape. I gave $10 trade in. I was going to try to fix it, but I saw all the issues with it. Wheels are shot. He said he couldn't get it going, but the tank had non-ethanol in it. So I figured $10 in parts, and the deck's cracked. I noticed a big crack in the deck. He said he had the carb off and he didn't know if he put it back together properly. So I'm looking at it now. It looks like a new bowl, at least. Maybe put a new carb on it. So too bad my son Greg wasn't here, or he'd be doing this job. This would be his third plastic carb clean if he was here. So he is now a certified zip tie technician. So auto choke on this, 8mm to remove the 3 recoils. Since you got the 8 on it, you take the 2 sheet metal screws. Switch over to 7. We're going to take off the 2 screws that go right into the carb body. So season's kind of slowing down. I do have some interest, a little bit of interest. Lady wants to come out and look at push mowers. Maybe she's gonna show up here while I'm messing with this. So yank the carb out. I've got my O-ring and white keeper. Those get saved. Now just manipulate the linkages off. The auto choke linkage, Z-bend. Twist that. Now the Z-bend for the throttle. Okay, let's get my container back up here. I'm going to pour that fuel in there. We'll zip off the bowl. So I figured I'd knock this guy out and start fixing something else. It's spilling fuel. just about the same. The tank was full, and you can see the water starting to pool there with all the debris right there in the corner. So maybe we can reuse that gas. Let me separate the fuel line from the tank, or the carb. Give it a twist. Twist and pull. That was kind of tight. Let me use some compressed air, blast this thing out, and sit it on the roof of my CRV. Sun's out. Give it a chance to get any condensation out of the tank. Okay, satisfied with that. Gonna let that cook out. Use the 7 that's already on the DeWalt. Buzz these off. I think I gotta charge up the battery. It's getting a little weak. Okay, grab my Stanley big driver, screwdriver. Go to the notch here, give it a twisty twist. I got an air gap. Now I can pop it off the rest of the way. So when I did fire it off with the juice, it did sputter, but it finally ended up croaking. So a little more water came out of the bowl. So when that little bit of water sits down here, the jet's just going to keep pulling it up and not burning. Water's going to take the lowest position. So that's clean. I'm going to take the cartridge out and clean that up. Use the screwdriver as a pry bar. Push up on it. There's always a little bit of gas in there. Secondary jet's open, main jet's open. Let's pop this center. Okay, pretty clean. There's no debris. Sometimes you'll get debris build up in here. I think water was just our issue on this fine, crafty M110, 5.5 foot-pounds per square inch in a rainstorm in northern Michigan. That's how they rate these now. You can base your own findings on their test. I can hear power boats out in the Sarasota Bay. I saw them coming into town the last couple days. Usually July 4th, they have a big power boat race. I'm surprised there's something going on in the fall here that I got to check it out. Maybe they're practicing, or maybe there's a sanctioned event. The July 4th event is a fundraiser for children, some sort of kids group. They have a before race party the night before. They have all the power boats out in a parking lot down at the boat ramp. You can get up close and personal. They'll have the drivers and the engineers available to talk to. Am I lined up? I'm just going to tweak it with some channel locks. I'm not quite lined up. The way I want to be. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. It's 50 plus 9. I'm not at 10 yet. 50 plus 10, but close. So we're going to have some major changes to Tommy time. I'll tell you more in another month or so. We're going to be doing things differently. I think for the better. Okay, let me put my O-ring on. So I think there was just enough water in this fuel to put the kibosh on the works. Okay, push that on. Blast off the backing plate. I have a new filter. Let me grab the tank. Take a peek inside. Looking good. I think I'm going to write down non-ethanol on a piece of paper and give it to them, or recreational fuel. Okay. How we doing? Oh, under 15 minutes. I'm really kicking it. Okay, that's on. Since the 7mm bits on the DeWalt, we're going to put those on first, right into the plastic. switch out to the 8. Too bad my son Greg isn't here. Like I said, this would have been a good one for him. I don't think he's done the automatic choke, or maybe he has. Okay. Uh-oh. That's what you don't like to see. Holy shit. Glad I didn't put my hand there. I would have been somewhat displeased. That's what nitro's for. Not that I don't like insects, but bee stings or ant bites. You got fire ants here in Florida. Those really hurt like hell, and I really don't want my hand to swell up to 4 times its natural size. So what are we going to do? Where's the nitro? So what does that tell you? This thing sat forever, or it's sitting outside. If the bees were not disturbed enough to find another home, this thing's been sitting. So let's be careful with this. Get my oil can. I think the one bee that was on it flew off, so. Uh-oh. Oh, he came back and he looks rather displeased. So let me deal with him. He's kind of looking around, trying to figure out why he's upside down all of a sudden. Sorry, buddy, but it's either you or me. That can's dead. Let's switch it over to this one. Oh, there's 2 of them. No, that's a cockroach. We got all kinds of wildlife here. Cockroach and a bee's nest. Okay, enough of the slowdown. You guys are halting production. Let's get this thing back together before he comes back. Maybe he's not going to come back. I think I had a direct hit. They say ammonia works good to neutralize the sting. That's what those little sticks are. You can buy them. It's just an ammonia stick. Or you can run to the kitchen. I got a half-gallon of ammonia under the sink. Dab a little bit of that on the bite. Neutralize the sting. Okay, so we didn't miss nothing, did we? That's on. We're going to put the recoil bolts. So you must store this in the backyard or something, because it's got black mold all over the top of it. And the summers are very wet in southwest Florida, subtropical climate, raining every day. Change out that with this. We'll put it down on the ground and make sure he's got oil in it. Let me grab some fresh fuel. Wawa non-ethanol. You guys up there on the main line in beautiful Philadelphia, Radnor Township, Villanova, Bryn Mawr. A friend of mine went to Villanova. That's how I know about the main line. It's kind of funny. Not that it's funny from being there, but whenever I meet somebody from Philly, I say, "Oh, you're on from the main line." You probably get annoyed with that, especially if you're from South Philly. But it's all fun. It's all fun and games. Let's drop this thing down. Clucky, what do you think? I think it's going to work out in our favor. I kind of manipulated the rear wheels here to get it to lay flat on the table. I didn't want it rolling off. 22 minutes, we're doing good. Even with that hornet's nest side track, we're still doing good. Okay, barely touching the bottom hole, so we got to add some oil to this. I might have to find a translator and discuss proper mower maintenance. Get the right fuel and at least every other mow, check the oil. Okay, that's good enough to start. I'll mess with that after. So just gotta we'll put this up, put the fronts up. Okay, I think the fronts are already at the high mark. Okay, let's try this after I self-motivate. Okay, snaky. Cross your fingers, snaky. whole lot better than what it was doing. Just takes a little bit of water to ruin your day. Okay, so now I'm going to get on to my own projects. I want you guys to email me. What have you been working on? Send me some pictures. Tell me, hey, if you haven't subscribed, please do so as well on YouTube. But if you want to email me, Tommy.time@Yahoo. That would be fun and exciting. Send me your junk mower pictures, what you're working on. Or let me know what part of the country you hail from. Okay, let's check this one more time. We still got to add some. We brought it up to the hole basically. I'll put the model number down below. This happens to be built 10th month of 2020, date of manufacture. I'll put the model number and the serial number down below. MTD product, Cleveland, Ohio. Beautiful Cleveland. Built for the Craftsman company. Engine made in USA and Global Parts. Okay, so there you go. 2020 Crafty, we rectified it. You guys have a good day today. Appreciate you coming out as always. Looks like Allegiant's coming to town with a boatload of tourists, which is fine. They spend money, lower my property tax rate. Email me, Tommy.time. See you, adios amigos, tip your waitress and waitstaff.